Boats and hoes. I gotta have me my
Rizzo. Everyone, welcome to Bolts and Hose Podcast.
Episode 44. 44.
Yeah.
44 is one of my favorite baseball players of all time. And my dog is named after him. That's his number.
Rizzo?
Anthony Rizzo.
Played for the Cubs.
The Cubs, 44. I think he plays for the Yankees, and I think he's number 49.
He's still playing?
Oh, yeah.
How old is he?
Shit, I don't know. 30. Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Well, it's a gloomy Friday afternoon. I think we got some rain coming this weekend.
The rain is coming.
A little bit. That is true. It shouldn't be too bad. It's warm. It's an unusually warm February in Texas. Although I think we have a cold front coming as well.
Do we really?
It's going to get cold one more time. So the groundhog was wrong.
Double splat it is.
Got us some double splats. I think I will partake with you, Mr. Oliveira.
Here, here, ho, ho.
Cheers, my friend.
Yes, sir. So we're just gonna, I think, spend another episode talking about things, right?
Just got some stuff. We did a little research today, picked out some news articles, some to do with oil and gas, some not to do with oil and gas.
Some to do with the decline of our lovely country.
Well, I think we should probably stay away from politics.
Not even politics, just goofballs everywhere.
True. Yeah.
Or because some of the goofballs in this country,
it's low-hanging fruit, right? It's easy to be critical of some of the shenanigans that are out there. So
it's too easy. It's too easy. Every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's part of the plan. Is they want us to talk about all the shenanigans, so we lose focus on what's important. And what is important is taking care of your family and enjoying every day of your life.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And in order to do that, we got to make cool parts, take care of our customers.
That's right. So it's just one big circle.
Yeah. So the first thing I've got on my little list over here is the Super Bowl. Guys, we have the Super Bowl coming up.
You know, so I will admit, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to this Super Bowl.
But you know what's going on.
I do, but I haven't. Number one, the 49ers, I don't know much about. I know. I got some cool facts if we want to go over some of those.
Okay. And then the Chiefs. So the Chiefs have been there a few times. I think Patriot Mahomes, that was 2 weeks ago, that was his 6th championship game, AFC championship game, right?
It's just, he's
28 years old.
It's crazy. I mean, what he's done is amazing. But it's just like, it's boring. If you're a Chiefs fan, I'm sure it's amazing. For everyone else, come on, let's get some new blood.
Right. And I will say, nothing against the whole Mahomes, Kelsey, Taylor Swift thing, but I'd love to see the 49ers make it. I like the whole Brock Purdy story, you also have the whole Shanahan deal,
Yeah.
He has never won a Super Bowl. He got to the Super Bowl when he was a coach for Atlanta. And if you remember right, that was 2016. They were playing Tom Brady and the Patriots.
They were killing.
They were up 28-3. It was like the largest halftime deficit ever in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then they came back. Brady came back from that 28-3.
That was a crazy game.
They destroyed them.
That was a crazy game.
I still remember that. But the head coach for the Falcons at that time was Kyle Shanahan, who is now coaching the 49ers.
Yep.
So
been around.
I would love to see him along with Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy looks like he's 12.
He does. But he seems like a good dude.
A good dude.
He's making $850,000 a year. I mean, wouldn't that be such a cool story?
So the backup quarterback for the University of Texas Longhorns makes more money than a Super Bowl quarterback.
Exactly.
Is that not crazy to think about?
You'd love to see this guy win a Super Bowl, and then just imagine the contract value.
Oh, he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid regardless.
Yeah, but if he won the Super Bowl, man.
He is the Tom Brady, because he was, I think, a 7th-round pick.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I understand the story. He wasn't the starter, right? The starter got hurt.
Correct.
2 years ago. And so he jumped in last season, and then this was his first full season. So he did great last season.
Right.
And then so there were high hopes for him coming into this season. Nobody ever thought that he'd make it to the Super Bowl, right?
I think they were a good team. I mean, they have a good defense. They got a lot of good tools around them. I mean, CMC's an absolute stud. You got Debo, Kittle. I mean, dude, they got some talent on that team. And then their defense is solid. So
I mean, nothing, again, Mahomes, Kelsey, all that, great, but I'd love to see 49ers.
I'm with you. I don't really care. I'm not rooting.
I don't
for
either, but I'm going to watch it, just like you will. You will watch it.
You know, we had a death in the family, and we're going to San Antonio this weekend, and we're having. Listen to this. So
You're going to be in the funeral procession watching
I think it's the wake is on Sunday, and then after the wake, we're going to the great grandma's house to watch the game.
Okay.
There's going to be 90 people in like a 1,200 square foot house.
Okay.
I think I'm going to sneak away and go watch it at like Buffalo Wild Wings or something.
Of course you will.
It's going to be loaded with
Look at that
people.
big truck over the ceiling right now.
It's never been there.
Loading some stuff.
Ever. So Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, so a couple of, I guess, facts that I wrote down, Bryce. So who was the first team to ever win the Super Bowl?
The Green Bay Packers.
Oh, good job. Who did they play?
New York Jets? No, that's wrong. Baltimore Colts.
No. You know, I don't remember either, but those weren't it.
So it would have been NFC, maybe the Buffalo Bills?
I think that's what it was. Yes, I think you're right.
I don't know.
I think you're right. We'll find out that information. We'll ask Jamie, and we'll look it up, and we'll put that on there. I say that, and we never do, but we'll try to remember this time. The 4 teams that have never been to the Super Bowl, you will know this, Bryce.
The 4 teams that have never been to the Super Bowl. One is our
Wait,
beloved.
I'm sorry, that have never won the Super Bowl. Let me say that again, because there's 12 teams. Wait, no. Let me
Get
take
your
that back.
facts right.
Let me take that back. There are 4 teams that have never won the Super Bowl.
Okay.
There are 12 teams that have never. Wait, no, been to the Super Bowl. That's what it is. 4 teams have never been. 12 teams that have never won.
Our beloved Houston Texans.
You're correct.
That's the easiest one.
Yes.
I'm going to say the Cleveland Browns.
That is another one.
And then I'm going to say
Another expansion team that's similar to when the Texans arrived.
I was going to say Carolina, Jacksonville.
There you go.
Okay.
You got one more that's an easy one, Bryce.
An easy one?
Yeah. They almost made it this year.
They almost.
Just by the skin of their teeth. And obviously not the Cowboys because they've been multiple times.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. Who?
Come on.
Just tell me.
Detroit.
Oh, no shit.
The Lions. They almost got there.
I was rooting for the Lions.
I was too.
I was definitely rooting for them.
I know. I wasn't a big fan because of the way, because Dallas edged them out. They probably shouldn't have won that game. They shouldn't have won the game. I'll say that.
They should have.
But
Dan Campbell.
great.
I'll tell you, man.
Dan I was to play for the Cowboys.
If I was a coach, I would be Dan Campbell. That dude is a madman.
Yeah, he is.
I mean,
Goes for it on 4th down.
I love it.
70% of the time.
I love it. I
It
absolutely.
doesn't matter if it's 8 more yards.
He
gonna
doesn't
go for
care.
it.
He's just like, I'm going.
And his percentage of the time that they make it is very good. I mean,
I love the aggressive
unheard of.
behavior.
Yeah, I agree.
People call him out for it, but I think he wins. He wins a lot more.
Well, he got
than
he
loses,
got
right?
a lot of criticism on the last game, right? I mean, there was one time they went
Sure.
for it, they didn't make it, and then there's a lot of speculation about, hey, if he hadn't done that, but
That's his
there's so
coaching
many
style. That's what he does.
times
Where it
yeah.
works, right?
Yeah.
It's always the time that
But
doesn't
nobody
work.
really faults him for it because it works so many times,
for sure.
you know.
Forgot about that.
So, okay, one more. The school that has produced the most Super Bowl quarterbacks.
The school, the university, is probably going to be the University of Michigan,
No,
Miami,
that's not even in the top 10.
Texas. I'm just throwing them out there now.
No, it's
USC.
University of California. Yes.
Cal, huh?
Yes.
USC. is
Actually, who we were just talking about, the Lions, Goff. He's the latest one.
USC, not Cal.
USC, yeah.
Right? Not University of California, University of Southern California.
No, University of California.
So that's Cal. That's not USC.
Okay. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Okay.
University of California. So the California,
Yes.
what's the mascot?
University of California. I don't know.
The Golden Bears, I'm pretty sure. Fact check me on that. Yeah.
Okay.
The Golden Bears.
Nobody's gonna fact check.
I don't know.
So the other teams were, I think the second one was Alabama.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
And then the next one, I think
Georgia?
Purdue.
Purdue.
Okay, Purdue. But they were. So there you go. Your Super Bowl trivia for the day. There was a lot of other stuff, but I thought those were the most interesting.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Good job.
So
Well played.
the next article we had was over Delek refining. I thought this was a cool article. Delek refining. So they have, I think, maybe 4 refineries across, different parts of Texas. I think they have one in Louisiana, one in
Tennessee, I think they're based out of Tennessee, right?
Yeah. They have a refinery in Big Spring, Texas.
Do you know where that is?
West Texas? Yeah, it's close to Midland.
Close to Midland.
Yeah.
It is in the middle of nowhere.
It is, yes. I mean, but
Dude, get
a
everything.
lot of money made out there, right? Lots
sure.
of millionaires and billionaires out there.
Lots of money.
Lots of fortunes have been made out there. So Big Springs, Texas, there's a little refinery out there, and the Department of Energy in the U.S. has just basically given a grant for that refinery to investigate a carbon capture technology. And I thought that was interesting because there's nobody else that's really doing that on that large of a scale, and it was credible enough that the U.S. government would spend about $95 million in funding to help subsidize that.
So I know Exxon is doing a lot with it, but this is, to your point, this is the largest scale that they're going to it's Svante Technologies.
Svante technology. Their second gen technology or something is what they said. I will, however, say, and I wish I'd done a little more research on this, I have no idea what this means. Is this like a big umbrella that they're putting over the plant?
I don't know. I don't know how it works, but basically, it's in the FCC unit, so they're cracking everything, right?
Yeah.
And it produces some sort of carbon that they capture and then pipe it back into a pipeline. Then they use it will store it or they'll use it.
So they probably have like scrubbers or something like that, right? That's pulling those solids out of the air,
Yep.
and then they're funneling them into something that captures it. And
Exactly.
They're reusing it. They're repurposing those.
Right. They either store it or they reuse it. But this whole thing, that it's creating 200 jobs in a small town. They're thinking, I think it's going to take them about 2 years to build this.
I think
maybe a little less than 2 years. So I love it, man. I love when they invest money to, create jobs, be more efficient, be cleaner. I mean, I think we all agree that if they can make things cleaner and better.
Yeah, you have all this emphasis going to, hydrogen and renewables and fuel and wind
Solar
and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's all very good stuff. However, this is one that's taking the existing oil and gas technology and trying to make it better. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Without
of jobs in Texas, and specifically West Texas, that depend on those plants. So,
I mean, this is a crazy thing. So you got countries like China and India. I mean, China, I think, is building 26 coal-fired power plants.
Yeah.
26. That's unbelievable. They're building that many this year.
they're shutting that many down here.
And we're shutting that down here. You're trying to force people to go to this renewable energy when nobody else
Yeah,
cares.
it's just not a very mature market. It will be. I have no doubt that it will be, but right now,
And we have the ability to produce more gasoline than any other country in the world here. We have that ability. So
Is that true?
It is. So we have the ability. And this is what they don't do, is they don't invest in
I don't think
new
that's true. I'm
technologies.
fact checking.
You should fact check.
The refining capacity in Japan is much larger than the U.S.
Okay, I'm saying they have the capability to pull more oil out of the ground in the United States.
All right.
Okay, so not
I'm with you now.
refining
I'm with you now.
itself, but to produce more oil from drilling. But so my point is that you have all of this here. You can develop the new technologies, new refineries, new ways to produce it in a clean way, but they don't do that, and everyone else is worried about, building coal plants, and we're sitting here. We could absolutely build new refineries. Mexico is they're in the process of building a massive refinery. Pemex, the government of Mexico, is building one of the world's largest refineries right now as we speak.
Yeah.
And we're not investing anything.
Well, our policy results in good guys finishing last, then we'll be the good guys, but we'll finish last, right?
I guess.
So, yeah. Okay. So interesting stuff.
It is a cool story.
Worth mentioning.
In here in our lovely state of
And it was in
Texas.
the recent news this week, so I think that was Monday that came out. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Did you? So they specifically do it in one unit. What's the unit? The
FCCU.
What's that stand for?
Fluid Catalytic Cracking Unit, I believe.
And so when I was reading about this, that's the United States is primarily the place where they have those units. So in refineries in the Middle East and other places, because it's specific to gasoline. That process is specific to gasoline. The other way to do it, I think, is hydrocracking.
Okay, yeah.
And so that's more on like jet fuel and diesel, but gasoline. So U.S. is one of the highest users of gasoline.
Okay.
So that's where you'll have the more concentration of FCC units in the United States. Interesting factor.
That is interesting. I will say that I don't think I've ever experienced an FCC unit outside of the U.S. So I think that makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah, I wonder how that relates to other units within a refinery, like a coker unit, you know?
I don't know enough about it, man. I mean, it's very technical, and I'm not, as you know, I'm not.
I mean, now that you say it, I don't know that there's a whole lot of coker units outside of the U.S. either. But surely there's other U.S. technology, even if there was U.S. technology developed here, they spread that across the world. But
sure.
There's so much to learn, Bryce.
Dude, it's unbelievable. I mean, because you can like start researching this and you just go down this like path, and it is pretty amazing.
Okay, so the other one has nothing to do with oil and gas, but I thought it was a cool article. And I knew that you being the sports guy that you are, Bryce, would appreciate this one.
Okay.
So I read an article that our beloved Texas A&M University, which is College Station, about an hour and a half away from Houston.
Yep. You just were there last weekend, right?
Yeah.
You just went up there.
Yeah, major university. You know, we went over to watch the band over there. But great college over there. They have a program that's called Esports, and I read that and I was like, what is Esports? I had no idea. So you mentioned going down rabbit holes and doing some research. The article was talking about an old shut down Macy's department store that the university bought the building a few years ago. They paid about $7 million for this building. And I don't guess they had really plans exactly what they were going to do with it, but the plans now that the school has issued out on their public site for bidding for contractors and things, they put this bid out and they're going to convert this building to an esports facility. And what that is it's a gaming facility. Mm-hmm. So they're going to set this building up, I think it's 103,000 square feet, and about half of that will be associated with several hundred, like it accommodate like 400 gamers that they're calling esports. Now the college is associated with this. I thought that was interesting.
Right.
All right, sorry, some technical difficulties there.
We call those TV in the podcast world.
Is that what we call them?
We call them.
I've never heard you use that phrase before in my life.
Just made it up.
I'm not sure where we left off.
We're talking about the esports. So you're just getting into Texas A&M. They
bought this Macy's old closed down building, and their plan is to convert this to an esports facility. So out of the 103,000 square foot facility, about half of that's going to be associated with like gaming stations. Mm-hmm. I assume for their students, right? Since this is a university.
Okay.
I mean, call me an old fogey, but what is this? I don't know what this is. I'm hoping you can enlighten me, Bryce, since you're a little younger than me.
So I think what their plan is to bring everyone's mother to Texas A&M, and the couch that they grew up on, a bunch of Cheetos and Dr. Peppers and Mountain Dews, and have the biggest monster geeks of the world sit in a building and play video games.
I mean, I can understand this. You know, if you're like, like early teens or even younger, I mean, you let your kids do this, but as you get into college, is this a thing? I mean, what's the learning experience here, Rob?
I don't understand.
What class is this? Is this a class?
I don't think
I mean, surely it's computer programming, right? It's not just sitting around playing Dungeons and Dragons and racing games and stuff, right?
Esports, to me, if they're going to put in esport, electronic sports, right? So they're going to play video games. And maybe it's like a simulator, like a golf simulator. They might have like a baseball simulator. Like, I'm hoping that is what the plan is.
I mean, I know there are gaming competitions that are out there where you have guys that I guess do like first-person shooter type games where it's like a...
Still, like the biggest dorks in the world.
They're building that. It's a lot of money they're investing in this.
This is what I'm saying, man. The world is just, we're about to jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
We're about to jump off of a cliff. Texas A&M, a very, very good school.
Prestigious.
I hope that they aren't building a big gaming place for people to go eat Cheetos and drink Mountain Dew and play Pokemon.
Maybe there's an angle of this we don't understand. I'm sure there is. There has to be some honest mistake. I'm just reading on this from the surface, and I just look at it and think, these kids need to be associated with some vocational education. Like, get them into welding.
Okay, so that's the responsible adult thing to say.
Yeah.
What everyone else on the planet is thinking right now is what most of us did. We went to college and we could give two bleeps about college, about school, about the education. You did it for the social aspect of it, right? I mean, you go out and you drink a couple beers, you hang out with some people from the opposite sex.
But that's extracurricular. We're talking about curriculum here. But we're talking about the university investing in something. It's not like the university's going out and buying a keg for these kids. They're coming up with a coliseum full of gaming computers, and they're going to promote what? Competitions associated with gaming?
I think they call it geekism. I don't know.
I go back again. I think there's an angle of this that we just don't understand.
I hope so. I mean,
there's gotta be.
I hope so. Because I love video games, just like the majority of the people on the planet do. But to build something like that, like my PlayStation is in my bedroom. I play it once a month, and that's the extent. And my son has one upstairs, and he plays it probably more than me.
Are you a big Pokemon guy?
I am. That's my favorite. I'm still on the hunt for Pikachu.
You haven't found Pikachu yet?
I haven't. I've been searching for Pikachu for 8 years now.
But okay, if anybody else knows what the angle of this is that we just don't understand,
Shed some light.
I don't know if this is the best use for our university or focus for our university. I just don't see it. So maybe I'm wrong. Are there other universities that are doing this, or is this like a groundbreaking thing for Texas A&M?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's one of those things that I hope to God it is something different, where they're developing, software or something different.
Me knowing you, and you are the ultimate, the dance for your daughter and baseball for Braden. I knew this would hit a spot with you.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I come home and my son's on the PlayStation. He will know very quickly my thoughts about him being on the PlayStation. Now, I let him do it, but he will know that I think it's a complete and utter waste of time.
So, Braden's going to be in college in a couple of years, and he's going to come to you and say, hey, there's, I'm going to be taking a full load this semester, and then part of that's going to be this gaming minor that I'm going after.
Nope.
That's going to be your
That'll be easy. Okay. Or I'm not paying for shit. He can take out student loans and go play video games. That's fine. But it's just.
I knew this would hit a nerve with you guys.
Dude, get out of here with video games. Go outside and play the stick.
Agreed.
Go fishing. You love fishing. Go hunting. Go shoot some guns.
Yeah.
Go outside and throw a ball against the wall. Ride your bike down a hill and jump in a creek and whatever else.
I'm with you, Bryce. With you.
Go drink. I would rather him go to the bar and have 8 shots of Everclear and experience life that way than sit in a room with a bunch of other kids.
Trust me, he will.
Good. I hope he does.
So now that I've got you worked up, Bryce, let's get on some parts of the week.
So you just posted this bad boy. So I think
although it wasn't done yet, and we didn't have the machine flats on it. So there's some new features here, I think.
We have a bunch of these running right now. We have big ones, we have small ones. So I have the small one here. I think.
What's the biggest one going?
6 1/4.
6 1/4 inches in diameter.
By 106 inches long.
106 inches.
Massive.
Those are fasteners that are once in a lifetime type things. You just don't see those at all.
So I've always said this to customers. I said, I challenge you to send me a quote for a bolt we can't make. I have to put
And then send the PO for us to make it.
I have to put my foot in my mouth. So we have recently seen some parts that were 29 feet long, a socket head cap screw that was 29 feet long.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane! I mean, just imagine how big that bolt is.
What's somebody using? What's the diameter on that? It wasn't that big a diameter, was it?
No, I mean, it was still a big diameter.
Yeah.
I think it was
But not 6 1/4.
11 or 10 3/4 was the thread.
Oh, right. Yeah, we
Right.
showed some of the nuts there on those parts.
Yeah. Or maybe it was 9. It was 9 inch.
Yeah.
It was 9 inch.
Yeah, because of OD of the nut was 14-inch round, all right.
And so, no joke, talking to a new potential customer today, and I said the same thing. I said, I challenge you to give me a bolt that we can't make. And he said, how about an 11-inch OD by 72 inches long? So I got scared for a second, because if it was much longer, we would be smoked. But guess what? We can make that. So, yeah, we see some crazy parts, man. I mean, some parts that you would never think about seeing. So the brewery's closed right now, and we have guests coming in. Hey, come on in. We're just shooting podcast.
Okay.
What are you guys looking for?
Are you looking for beer?
Yeah.
They shut it down. It's been closed.
The brewery is no longer.
For like 30 days, a month now, ish.
Got it. Okay, sorry. That's why I walked in and looked very.
If you want a beer, don't tell anybody. You can go back in that door and they might give you one. Just
Give me
saying.
one. And they wanted me to charge out. Ask for James.
Just saying.
That's not.
Really, they're still here. They're just moving out.
They're just not doing brewery parking lot.
They're not, no.
Well, they're about to move out completely, so there's still some beer left over if you want to grab like a road soda or something, you know?
I mean, you go for it.
I'm okay.
Really appreciate it.
All right, have a good weekend.
Sorry that you're podcast there. Podcast listener.
Good. You're going to be on it.
Thank you.
So, yeah, so we do crazy parts, big parts. I mean,
But that's
I think
what we ask for. We ask people to give us crazy, and that's what they give us. So, but it's fun.
So we're doing
Keeps it
long ones of this.
You know, if we just imported brown boxes from China, it wouldn't be near as much fun.
Boring.
Yeah, boring.
And you probably get COVID.
Yeah.
So there's multiple
So we're
sizes
gonna
of
get
this.
banned. I mean, we're gonna be kicked off of YouTube.
I hope, that's my plan. If you notice, we keep getting more risque. We're kind of pushing the limits. Just wait.
Well, you know, we thought people were gonna watch, but as soon as we understand that nobody
Nobody
watches,
watches.
we can say whatever we want.
I'm gonna start going hard in the paint.
Let's do it.
But so, long ones, we got some shorties, we got some small diameter. I think there's 5 different sizes, 6 1/4 being the largest, 3 3/4 being the majority of them. She got 2 different thread pitches here. This is 3 3/4 by 8.
On the post, I call that coarse thread and fine thread. Am I correct? in
No,
saying that?
it's 8 thread pitch and coarse.
I knew I was gonna screw that up.
Yeah.
But I guessed.
So it's 8.
I don't think anybody would have known though if you
Of
hadn't
course.
just corrected me.
No problem. No, you're right. You posted it perfectly. Well done, Chris.
Yeah, and technically that is a coarser thread and that is a finer thread.
That is technicality that you could argue, probably. So same thing here. This is 1 8" on both sides.
And these are called wasted studs. Wasted studs. because
I guess-
They have a waist. They have a waist. W-A-I-S-T. Wasted studs.
There
There's
is that
a
ditch
German spec.
but I don't think
2510.
these are not per that spec. I
They're
think
not.
These
but
are.
they're still called wasted studs.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know if that's true, but
It is very true.
And then you got a little wrench flat dog point with some wrench flats on the top, dog point on the bottom. Like I said,
They're beautiful studs. You know, just some of the small details. You know, this is not just a straight angle here, but there's a defined radius on each one of these things. So they wanted a defined radius transitioning in from the straight edge up to that angle.
certain finish on it.
Yeah, certain finish. We have a mini. These aren't going to be coated, right? They're just.
They're not coated. These
Yeah.
are actually shipping out the door tomorrow. So making some nuts for the 6 1/4 as well. So we have some more round nuts, similar to the ones that we showed off a couple weeks ago, that we're doing for the 6 1/4. So I think those were 11-inch OD, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So more just massive parts.
Any more split nuts?
No, no more splits. Just they were Tommy, so round nuts with 4 Tommy holes, and then one. I think it was a 1/2 inch 13 tapped hole drilled all the way through. I'm assuming for lifting, holding purposes, right? So, 4140 B7-ish material, 4140 heat treat. This is a cool part. What would you call that?
I am going to call that a, I don't know what that would be. Some type of manifold, I would think. I would think it's something to do with hydraulics, since there's a hole drilled through it. I would assume there's fluid that goes through them. Some type of manifold.
Sure.
A manifold nut coupling.
A coupling nut? A manifold coupling nut?
Yes. And I'm sticking to it.
I don't even know who this is for. I really don't. We just made them. They shipped them out. This was an extra part.
Okay.
This was a 3/4 16 fine thread pitch down here. A 1/2 inch NPT thread, internal thread on that back. So you got a hex head on the top, a shoulder, and then it goes down to the 3/4.
That's an outstanding part. I mean, you think
A
about
hole, a through hole all the way through.
how many processes that took to
Pretty
make that
wild.
part. It's that's really impressive, and the finish is perfect all the way around.
It is. It's beautiful, man.
Nobody could have done a better job on that part.
It looks great. We have a happy customer. You know, I think they're happy. I hope they're happy.
I'm sure they are. I mean,
They got
if I got
me.
it, I'd be happy. I'd be ecstatic.
It doesn't take much to make you happy, though.
It's very true.
So that's the parts of the week. Shop is rocking and rolling. Very busy. They're working late.
One of the busiest weeks. I'm doing the research on this now. Jamie's checking on it right now, but I think this is probably not the biggest order intake week we've ever had, but as far as consistency goes and just high levels every single day, I think it's probably one of the best, highest quality intake weeks we've had ever.
You said that earlier, and I mean, that'd be hard to argue with because it has been very consistent.
And it's still running. I mean, I think when we go back over there, it's going to be even better. We have this bell, this sales bell in our office, and every time we get an order of a certain value, one of the sales guys come by and rings it very loudly. And that bell has been going wild.
It's been ringing.
Crazy.
So, a little shout out to one of our homies, one of our aces sitting in the shop or in the office right now, Austin Villarreal, had a birthday this week.
Austin is 35 years old.
He's a young man.
He looks 45.
He's a
He's got
dapper
my
young
hairline.
man.
And
He hasn't gone white like you though. That beard is still,
yeah, but he
dark
dyes
in
it.
color.
He dyes it.
You think he dark? You
I
think
know
he
he
dyes
does
it?
it. Yeah, I know he does.
I think it's it's a tattoo. I think he tattooed his beard on.
I can see that too. Yeah.
So, did you bring the video? Or are we going to do something a little screenshot? Maybe you can flash into.
Yeah, I'll
the
throw it in
podcast?
there. Actually, Danny, actually, very creative. Yeah, Miho. He's Miho.
He's Miha because of his last name. His name is Mahia, but we call him, or I call him Miha.
So Danny created. He actually got some of his friends back from his hood to create a birthday video
Jesus Christ.
for Austin. We're gonna play some of that. And
No, his wife put him on to this.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Danny's wife or Austin's wife?
Danny's wife. So we were talking about what we could do, something goofy we could do, and Danny's wife had a great idea for a video that we can make. And so I, of course, had an obnoxious picture of Austin on my phone. We sent it to some people on another continent and to blow them kisses and do a dance for them. So
it's actually quite
it's hilarious.
awesome. It's creative. So we'll play that right now.
Happy birthday, Mijo.
Happy birthday, Mijo.
Twisted Teas and Patriot.
Twisted Teas and Patriot.
All day, all night.
All day, all night.
Mwah.
We'll see you later.
And here we go. So So on that note, I think that is the podcast, episode 44. Thanks for watching.
Casey, come on and say hi, man. We haven't seen you in a while.
Casey has it.
We were just about to wrap this up.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
How you doing, brother?
Say what's up to all the bolts and hosers out there.
Bolts and
Casey.
Hose, what's up? How's it going? I'm Casey.
Casey, the man, the myth, the legend.
How much beer you got back there, Casey?
Got quite a bit of beer.
You got a lot.
Yeah, $50 cash for Casey's beer. Did you already?
50? No, please do.
Yeah, $50 cash if you want to show up. It's 1986 South Houston Avenue, Humble, Texas, 77936.
So a case,
396.
50 bucks.
How many beers in the case? 24?
So 24, yes, it's 6 4-packs, yeah.
Nice.
And we've got the Southern Drip, which is vanilla, roasted coffee, and pecan, 10% milk stout.
That sounds good.
And the king cake, 10% king cake.
Can I?
And lots of
Tastes
double
like-
flat.
No.
No, I think we're running out of double sweat. I think we
Yeah,
can
no,
drink.
double
We
sweat.
can drink all the double sweat.
If anybody likes sours, the French soda, we have that. That's raspberry, vanilla, a little bit of, what is it, like orgeat, whatever, something like that.
Man, you're breaking my heart, man. This thing, every time you mention that, where are we gonna go for stuff like that?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. I work for Deca now and Spindle Tap, so you can go either east, north, south, either way. Spindle Tap. If you're into IPAs and you haven't hit up Spindle Tap, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
If you're like your traditional kind of more German style, Deca is great. Both great spots. So. Yeah.
All right. We will absolutely do that. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we have to start going up to the Spindle Tap. And
Rizzo, come here.
So this is my puppy, Rizzo.
Look at this. Look at that.
He's saying hello to all the people. What's up, Rizzo?
Look at that.
Awesome. All right.
All right, have a great weekend, everybody. Try to stay dry. Like, share, follow, comment.
Do whatever you do.
Yep.
Okay.
Bolts and hose.
I'm gone. Adios.
Bye.
Boats and hoes, I gotta have me my